Hey Taurus, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna have sounds. I'm gonna try and like be more rhythmic than the neighbor's stereo below me that I've been waiting for over an hour. We did your reading for a dead camera. Whatever kind of woman that is, I got all the way through it. Don't know why the battery died. It was a fresh battery. So we've been charging up the battery. Got 2 of them. That's why it should have been fine. Because it was... So whatever that means, Taurus, that the battery died. And we... we filmed nothing. If that resonates with you at all right now. I've brought out the cards for Lunar Eclipse. So these are Susan Shepherd's Black Moon astrology cards that I love. And I brought out my Golden Tarot just to illustrate the fact that, so we're in air energy for the Lunar Eclipse in Gemini. And we have the Lovers and the Magician out on the table. And then we'll switch over, we'll do a small reading for that. Hopefully small, and another hopefully small reading for the solar eclipse on the lunar eclipse is on the 30th of November, and the solar eclipse in Sagittarius will be on the 14th of December. So we'll see what the storyline is like, because it's it's been a year for that. All right, Taurus, let's see where we get. And let's set a card on fire. Not to mention the Knight of Swords. Okay, well this is a different start than the first reading I did for you. Ooh, lots of cards. The Knight of Swords. Fast-moving knight. Sharp with his words. But a good defender. This kind of wants to come out. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles came out before. But let's put it back in. We'll remember that it made an appearance, but it didn't jump. This one flipped. 5 of Wands. Well, that kind of goes well with the Knight of Swords. Let's see. Oh my. Okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Swords in reverse. I'm gonna shift this over a bit. See if I can get all 4 up kind of in a row. All right. No major arcana yet. So we have conflicting desires, change, conflicting desires and change. Isolation. Also with the 10 of Cups in reverse. Leading to the 9 of Cups, but reflective energy, communion energy, transformation energy. Initiative energy. Interesting, the 5 and the 10. And then the 3 of Swords in reverse. So we have desire, intuition, and cognition in our head, plus a heartbreak. But what I find interesting about this card is the spider and the spider web on it. I love spiders, are my spirit guides. Kali is she's often represented by spiders. The first thing I did on Earth, when I came into the world and I tried to do something for the first time when I was 2, was paint a huge spider. And that was probably because I'm a Scorpio rising. But I find it interesting that they put a spider in with these 3 of Swords. Creative. Saturn's actually creative. If you really get into the history of Saturn as a god, shall we say. And the spider creates and creates and recreates and recreates. 3 of Swords in reverse. At the other end of the Knight of Swords. Leading us back to 2 of Swords. In our head. Blocking out feelings. Blocking out intuition. Yeah, well, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Definitely not communing with the other side there. We can also say, of course, the 10 of Cups with the rainbow and happiness and completion and, you know, love is everything you want it to be. So we have this happening during the lunar eclipse in Gemini. Okay, well, we need some clarification. Okay, change of perspective. The 1 major arcana, which makes, you know, you kind of wait for the majors to come out to say, well, what's in the chart? Because these eclipses are in the chart, so what are they bringing? What were they always going to bring? So this was always going to bring the Hanged Man. I guess what we should do, yeah, okay, so they came back. 4 of Pentacles came back, and the Knave of Swords in reverse. Interesting to have the Knight and the Knave. And the Knave has the information. The Knave likes to be underestimated. Plus the Messenger. Forced change of perspective. The lunar eclipse is all about the inner self being eclipsed by the outer. Yeah, the moon being eclipsed by the sun. Now why? To bring our attention, well, I mean, the solar system does what it does, but if there's meaning behind it, which is what we seem to be here for, what does that do for us? Because that's like the Strength card in reverse, where the Lion is, you know, managing basically who I think is the High Priestess. It's sun energy, you know, managing moon energy. And that's necessary. Sometimes the inner takes too much control. We're too subjective in our thinking, and we need to become more objective. We need to act more. Somebody's definitely acting here, but maybe too fast. The 4 of Pentacles. Being guarded. This is extremely contrasting energy. Not with this, though, because this guy's uncertain. This guy doesn't like being uncertain. Maybe he's stressed out. Yeah, in his head, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, because heartbreak, right? 3 of Swords upright, but it's also taking right action, correct action, in spite of everything. And so this might actually be behaving badly, unwisely, which would mirror possibly acting too fast here. Because there's not enough information about something. We're dealing with Magician energy. Well, whoop, I like to see the Hanged Man as the magician. I see, well, a lot of cards are actually the magician, right? But the Hanged Man, if he does change his perspective and we flip him around, then he's standing on the air on one foot. Yes? And that's the halo of enlightenment. This is an arch. This is an arch, which means passageway to new beginnings, a new existence. But yes, if we're in magician energy and we switch the Hanged Man around, then he goes from being unable to being fully supernaturally able. And then 10 of Cups in reverse. We have to, you have to... Who are you communing with? Is this about actual lovers? Or is this about knowledge and communication? It looks like possibly, yeah, okay, it's a relationship. Soulmate. Soulmate. Okay, so a forced change of perspective on a soulmate. Okay, let's pause on that story. Yeah. That's the lunar. Let's see if we can clarify that at all with the solar eclipse energy in Sagittarius. Let's switch from Gemini. And like Gemini and Sagittarius are opposing each other on the chart, right? They're complementary. Just like complementary colors. So the energy, so Jupiter and Mercury. So Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion. Ironically, I have Jupiter in my Gemini, which means I have 12,000 images on my phone, and the phone is crashed and smashed. That's Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, Taurus. Do we want to take that? Let's see. Ace of Swords. Solar eclipse. Ace of Swords. So the truth. This is further to the Knight of Swords and the Knave of Swords. And the, sticking. Okay. The Five of Cups. Okay, camera shut off. So I have 6 of Wands. No, 9 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse. The wounded warrior in his head, but in reverse, going back to the 8 of Wands, which would be messages, fast movement forward. We were at 5 of Wands, upgrade there. Nothing major here yet. Okay. So we have regret, potential. I'm assuming over the soulmate. This 6 of Swords in reverse. 6s are endowments, gifts from the universe. Because what follows are 7s, which are the transformations, the commitment to yourself. And you really start to become, and in order to really commit, you need that green light from the universe. You need that, sometimes you just need a gift from the universe. I think it's just part of the flow of things that when you're on track doing what you're supposed to be doing, the universe makes sure that you have what you need in order to do it. You might not know where it's coming from. It'll show up in unexpected ways. And you have to be able to recognize what it is when it arrives. In fairness, you should be helped to recognize what it is when it arrives. Now, sometimes we don't want, or we're scared. I don't know why, except for the fact that I don't think it's an entirely good, well, I don't think it's at all a good universe. So I see heavy interference from malevolent beings. Even the our charts themselves. So the question would be, what happened to this endowment? This would be knowledge, primarily, contacts, networking, ways of communicating, methods, everything to do with connecting with people. Revelations, like as in actual, thoughts that are unique to you, that give you something to say. But I would, even on the most, well, not in a Pentacles way, but the means to communicate. So knowing exactly what ways are your strengths to communicate and to be heard. That would be that kind of an endowment. But we're leading back to the Five of Swords, which is just, that's... We have the Ace here. What do we have? Three of Pentacles at the bottom. Five of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, so something in the material world. Something in the material world. See, we're stuck in our head, in our heart, and our desires. But what about the practical sides? Yes. And Sagittarius is all about faith and truth. So, see Temperance and the Wheel. Protection, healing, truth, fire energy. Going from air energy in the lunar eclipse to fire energy in the solar eclipse. And what's the solar eclipse about? That's where everything flips. And the earth comes between the sun and the moon. And the earth's shadow is cast on the sun. So the self is caught in between the masculine and feminine. Sometimes with this fifth cup, what I see is the need for being the fifth cup to balance things out. The necessary intuitive work, connection, who your guides are. Do you know all of them? Are you pursuing them? Are you spending a lot of time with them? Are you spending enough time with God? Has somebody driven a wedge between you? And, have you been resisting? So Three of Pentacles in reverse. These are work collaborations. This can be as far as I'm concerned, it's a problem of a conflicts of interest card. If you get yourself into work situations where you kind of sell your soul, and then you need to get it back, or work situations that just aren't, if it's in the upright, then obviously they're working. But we have it in reverse. And we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, which could be a good thing. But it can also mean, if in the upright, it's similar to Three of Swords, where you're going to prevail with, how do they put it? With right thinking, with correct thinking, with, you override circumstances getting your mind straight on what's right and what's true. We have 6 of Pentacles underneath that. Fair exchange, another endowment. Leads to 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles showed itself in both versions of your reading. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and that will also take us back to the 2 of Pentacles. Cash flow, but also partnership, or going it alone. So Taurus. 9 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Wands. We're not messaging yet because we didn't get 8 of Wands in the upright. We got 9 of Wands in reverse. So you need to, yeah, okay. So you need to get into your head. You need to get in your head. No. We've ignored this endowment. There's melancholy. Is there melancholy? Yeah, there's sharp words, sharp actions. We don't have the clear thinking. Yeah, 10 of Cups in reverse leading to 5 of Cups. Okay, so what's going to happen between the lunar and the solar eclipse is the forced change of perspective based on the truth, getting deep into it's either conflicts of 9 back to the 5. You gotta know what you yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get one more card. I hope I'm gonna get one more card. Interesting. Keeping the faith. The star keeps the faith. And there we have major arcana. So something that was scripted for you. Something that was scripted for you was a time of experiencing unrest, comes after the Tower. So we might be in a Tower-esque time, post-Tower time. You really want your Hanged Man. Yeah. And your Magician. You want your Hanged Man to turn the star around. The star has faith that she's being guided. And so she looks after herself. So you need to look after yourself. You need to look after yourself. So we go from, we need the lunar eclipse to affect the solar eclipse. One comes before the other. So be very intentional about what you do. Yeah. The forced change of perspective. It's really that simple. But and then in what? It looks like in all things together. We've got swords, we've got cups, we've got wands, we've got pentacles. Which would cause, you know, if there's crises in all of those, it would cause the star to be in reverse. And in order to get off the wheel, you have to know what the wheel is. But yeah, see, there's only so much you want to do in this energy. There's only so much you want to do in this energy, Taurus, before you screw everything up, right? We don't want to do that. Lots of thinking energy here. Lots of thinking energy. But almost as much cup, yeah, almost as much cups energy. And enough wands energy. Oh, what am I saying? Pentacles. Oh, that came out in the reading that did. Oh, we had them at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nine of Wands. In there still. It's not surprising that it's still at the bottom of the deck. I've only been... I haven't shuffled or anything. Have I? What did I do? I was flipping. Oh no, so it's not given that it would be at the bottom of the deck. And it's still in reverse. Knight of Wands bets on himself. No matter what. Camera cut off. But if you're here and I'm here, then we're here because we're being guided by the divine. And she knows it. So what's, you know, just know that they know. There's not a heck of a lot. There's only the two major arcanas here. Okay, Taurus. Let's check back in 2 weeks.